And these are the qualities that makes Hindu Dharma in tune with today's modernism and, in fact, true liberalism, because freedom of thought is actually being a true liberal that
Yeah.
way.
Yes, and if I may add, this endurance in conduct that I refer to, this is very important because it's okay to act with the freedom. I mean, full freedom that is encouraged. However, we can make mistakes, and the path to correction comes from this action. Like there is a, say, in a darshana tradition, which is a how to experience something. Okay, so there is a philosophy, Tattva, but there is also Darshana, which is to say how to experience that philosophical truths. Okay, and so in that tradition, one of the six Darshana is called Nyaya Darshana, and you know what it says? It says Pravartana Lakshana Dosha, which is to say, it's Sanskrit, of course, but it says only when you act, your defects are seen. So you act with a, so intellectually you act with the freedom of thought, but then to refine that thinking, you need to act. So these actually, they come together as a triangle.
Mhm. Right. The river Saraswati is mentioned in the Rig Veda, in
Hmm.
Ramayana, in Mahabharata. To what extent do these descriptions of the river Saraswati can be sort of tested and validated on modern scientific research?
Yeah, you asked me my favorite question. Thank you. so so actually the next week I am giving a presentation on this very subject at the International Saraswati Conference. So I'm prepared to answer your question. Okay. Yeah, no, this is something I am studying initially indirectly for 20 plus years, and in the last 10 years very directly into the Saraswati research itself. It's a wonderful research that has been carried out, I would say, over last 100 plus years. So to summarize it, uh, I'll start with from our times. Okay. Now, something beautiful about the Hindu civilization. The river Saraswati that is mentioned in, as you said, Mahabharata, Ramayana, and Rigveda, and many other texts, of course, simply did not exist for last 4,000 years. Last 4,000 years. Okay. I mean, think of it. Most of the other religions simply did not exist 4,000 years ago. Okay. So the Saraswati that is described in this text did not exist last 4,000 years. And guess what? It is so fresh in the memory of the folks of Hindu civilization. So that's something very fascinating. Now, why is it so fascinating? Now let's go back beyond 2000 BC. If you come to the timing of Mahabharata, Mahabharata has 100, 200 plus specific descriptions of Saraswati. Okay, I'll just go further. Ramayana has few. We are going backwards in time. Okay, and then Rigveda is also very rich in the descriptions of Saraswati. Now, we have to, in order to understand Saraswati, we have to also, I mean, understand in a historical context or itihasa context. We also need the dating of, see, that is another benefit of the dating of the text. Otherwise, purely from a Saraswati point of view, I would say the current evidence, and the very recent evidence comes from like 4 months ago, is telling us that Saraswati, that is described in the Indian text, is definitely older than 170,000 years. So in Indian terms, like close to 2 lakhs. Okay. If you say this some places, people will fall off their chairs because they are thinking it's either mythical, or if it existed, it was some small stream flowing somewhere. That's not the case. So just to tell you the history, if we go back, definitely now the latest empirical evidence, more than 170,000 years. But the Mahabharata timing, the way it is described in the Mahabharata, we are talking 6th millennium BCE, like more than 7,500 years ago. And these 200 plus descriptions of Saraswati impeccably, perfectly match with the descriptions of Mahabharata, but also the descriptions of the 6th millennium BCE, based on the hydrology evidence, based on the climatology evidence, and so on. Ditto for Ramayana. And the grand Saraswati of Rigveda, it is described as like a Nadi Tame, Ambi Tame, Devi Tame Saraswati, or Giribhya A Samudra, like starting from high mountains all the way going to the ocean. The new evidence shows us that those descriptions of Rigveda can only exist before 10,000 years, and they were in its all glory going back to 22,000 BC, 30,000 BC, 50,000 BC, and before that. Very rich evidence for Saraswati.
Namaste. We hope you enjoyed this Chitti Media content. Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.